Hello there, it's Mark Wilkinson here. It's live at 5 here in the UK, 5 p.m. GMT. We call this Fearless Friday. Live at 5, we're going into the Hasmark authors group and the Hasmark page, as well as all of my social media pages as well. I've been around a little bit less recently because we've had a book to release, right? So Life Remixed is out there, international bestseller already, which is wonderful. Yeah, we're going to do Fearless Friday today. So I always like to have someone with me, have a guest with me, and I'm extremely happy to have the lovely Vladimira with me today. She's absolutely awesome. We had a short interview ourselves the other day, so I'm going to bring her in a minute. All I'm doing at the moment is actually just looking at how bad my haircut is. And it's really terrible. And I think Boris Johnson wants us all to have hair like his. Boris, come on, sooner or later, open the hairdressers, man, please. Anyway, without further ado, let me bring in Vladdy. Here she is. Here we go. Hi, Vladdy.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Mark. I love the comment about the hair. I feel the same.
It's just bonkers, isn't it? It's just
yes. Hairdressers would be a blessing.
I think Emma's going to have to get the clippers out again tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting.
That's great. I wouldn't trust anyone to do mine.
So look, it's Fearless Friday. I know it's just straight talking along the top there. That's because I haven't done a Fearless Friday banner. But it is Fearless Friday. Judy's saying hello. There we go. Welcome back, Mark. Hashtag Fearless Friday. Happy to see you here. And of course, to Vladdy as well. And Dave saying hello, Mark Wilkins. Hi, Dave. Look at that. He's got all the technology working perfectly. Well done, Dave. You're a tech guy. I love it. So that's all great. And obviously, he's saying hi to you as well. Vladdy.
Hi, Dave.
And Judy. Yes, of course. So we're here for Fearless Friday. We're going to have lots of people joining us and coming in and out of the stream. If you want your name on the stream with Vladdy and myself, then please do. Obviously, we're here to talk about our own books, but also to talk about overcoming fears and actually helping other authors and other people that might be stuck and might need a bit of a nudge in the right direction. But before we do that, Vladdy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And first of all, welcome to Fearless Friday. And are you feeling completely fearless?
Thank you. I am feeling fearless. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I am Vladdy, and I am originally from Slovakia, but I've lived in the UK for 21 years, and I became a best-selling international author in last year. And I've really dived deep into this personal success development and became a coach with Peggy McColl. And I'm just loving my life. enjoying not having a new hair done.
No.
But I've loved my journey last year. I've got 2 children, 6 and 9. So homeschooling's been a little challenging. I'm not going to lie that I'm a super mom. I had some challenges alongside, which I'm sure many has. Mm-hmm. And I just really enjoy growing. I've learned so much about myself and positivity and how much personal development actually, and growing and understanding who we are and understanding the laws and how much we actually can avoid attracting if we understand how to behave, how to think, and how to feel. So I absolutely love my journey.
That's great. I mean, oh, sorry, that's something going on with my voice coming out of with some sort of feedback there, but we'll keep going. So as far as yourself, I mean, obviously, yeah, the last 12 months has been a challenge for many people. So you've managed to publish a book called The Bible of The Masterminds and homeschool. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, now I can say it's impressive. It started as a journey of impossible, which I turned into I am possible. And I had to face lots of fears, which, Fearless Friday is brilliant. Now, if you ask me a year ago, would you join me? I would say no.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah, I was not a screen girl. I didn't like social media. I didn't like lots of things I had to learn. I've started to like, because I've realized how many people we can help, and especially now, everybody being, not everybody, but most of us being online. And I think I've just read somewhere that there is just slightly over 4 billion people online these days.
Wow.
And I love how we can connect to each other. It doesn't matter where you are, which part of the world you live. People can help each other, encourage each other. And yeah, so I definitely enjoyed working from home, because I can be flexible. Mind you, we haven't really been going to work anyway, but it has been a change, because before I would be in a financial world, or actually a year before COVID, I was in teaching. And it's just so much nicer to be around kids more and have flexibility. So, and I love helping people. So I find that I can reach out to a really wide audience, and just learn more as well, online studying, and all the webinars, they are more accessible, because if you have to fly around the world to attend all these events, well, you know what I mean, you're studying as well. So that came almost really more possible for many people to attend and learn and study.
So that was
Sorry,
your tipping point and your motivation, was it?
It was. I think I reached a very, very big point being a mom, and I really had a choice, and I stayed with my children. I really wanted to be around them and raise them. So I left my financial legal world in London, and I never, well, I had a little regrets, because all of a sudden you don't feel that super confident, high power person, and you lose a little bit of confidence. And I think after I was like 7 years doing lots of stuff around it, but it wasn't like very focused into one sort of area like I had before. And that's why I know lots of moms feel like unmotivated, and I was frustrated and dissatisfied with the results. And I was also tired listening that now I'm a mom, I can't make more money, I have to be more flexible, so people can't pay you because you need to be flexible. So almost it felt like everybody's doing you a favor, that you want to be around your own family. So I kind of reached the point where I said, okay, enough is enough, and there must be more to this. And so I started searching and quit my job and literally dived into personal development, and my life just transformed in less than a year.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. That's so important. I mean, I always smile when people sort of think that personal development is some sort of like hoax, or they don't believe it, or they're not into it, or something like that. And I have to smile, because it's about your personal development. It's about you and every single one of you people, lovely people watching. It's about you guys being the best version of yourselves while you're here on this planet. So how can you think it's some sort of like negative or hoax or something like that? It's I find it fascinating, and yet there's so many people that will reject it because they don't feel ready. They're not, and that's why I asked you the question about obviously the tipping point, because the tipping point for you was that dissatisfaction, which ultimately is a creative state, right?
Yeah, you remember when I said to you last week, I was like, that's my sentence I use. It's your burning desire, something you love and you're passionate about that pulls you, but it is the frustration and dissatisfaction that pushes you. Because when you reach the point when you're unhappy, which is sad, but that is the point where people go, okay, I must do something about it. We usually don't just go in our happy state going, oh, I can do better. I mean, some people do.
I mean, we learn most from the difficult times, don't we? We learn most from the challenges. And I think that's what's going to happen here with humanity, going through this crisis that we've gone through, this health crisis and everything else. We've got a few people saying hello. We've got Maria saying hello. Great to have you here, Maria. That's great. Hodan says, hi, everyone. That's great. Dave says, you make a great point about embracing the new technology and getting over your fear to make videos and get online doing Facebook Lives and such. Yeah, I do believe as well that physical events will obviously come back later this year, but I will be doing physical events, and I will also be streaming them at the same time. And I saw Bob doing that some years ago, actually, Bob Proctor, at a seminar that I went to in Arizona, stream it at the same time. And then also, you can reach around the world, literally, but still have 100, 500, 1,000 people in a room, or whatever it is you can do, So yeah, very, very important to, reach further using the technology. And Dave's got one other comment here as well. He says, your book is a beautiful collection of pictures and inspiring quotes. So that's nice.
Thank you. Well, Dave spent a long time of creating the perfection.
Well, that
so I
leads
call
me
him a co-creator.
Oh, okay, beautiful. So that leads me nicely into questions around the book. So obviously it's called the Bible of the Masterminds, right?
Yeah.
So what made you call it? Oh, there you go. There we go. Nice. It's a big book, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite large, but I can just open to see. So it contains 365 days of positive, motivational, inspiration quotes, and these are not just collected quotes. I've used quotes that really transformed me. Like, they had a massive impact on my transformation in that year. So they were very powerful. You know, like when sometimes when you're studying and something really resonates with you. So I started collecting or writing down the quotes which really helped me, and I started using them as my daily affirmations to change my subconscious and belief. Unbelievable, you know, because we have paradigms and there are these habitual behaving. We all have habitual patterns which we'd like to change, but unless we change them and replace the paradigms with good paradigms and good habits. So that's why I started doing, like, using them as an affirmations, which were replacing my old limited beliefs and limitations. And then I thought that I just, like, you know, I was at the beginning just looking all over the place and I couldn't find them. I had like boards and pinned, you know, stick notes everywhere. And then I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have it at one place, like all these amazing quotes in one place? So I started putting them on computer. And then obviously I've missed my family because we couldn't travel, and I'm a mountaineer and a hiker and climber. So I miss my mountains and not being able to travel as much as we do and not seeing family. I started looking at pictures, like, you know, from my past travels. And then I thought, it was just immediate thought going like, whoa, it would be brilliant to match the quote I love with the pictures that really transform my life in a way that, you know, when you do all your travels, you grow, you meet people, different cultures, you learn. It's just amazing. So I thought it's like wisdom and wisdom. So what about creating it as a book? And actually, I thought, because Bob Proctor helped me with changing my life. Obviously, I've changed my life, but he's been my lighthouse, I should say. I thought I'll give it to him for a birthday as a book. And then amazing Hasmark helped me to make it happen and, you know, created absolutely beautiful book. And then obviously I've met Peggy. So I've been attracting all these things by facing fears and developing and growing. And I attracted Peggy McColl, who's the New York Times bestselling author. She helps authors around the world, and she's a prosperity mentor as well. And I'm honored to work with her now. And so I've dedicated it to Bob and Peggy as well. So yeah, so that was my journey. So it was lots of facing fears and growth.
Yeah, that's amazing. There's lots of positivity that you know, certain people put out into the world, that once you actually buy into it and say, yeah, okay, I'm up for this and I need to learn and grow, then all of a sudden you can change just about anything in your life. My good friend Alan just saying, afternoon, both of you. Hi, Alan. How you doing, mate? So that's good. That's good. And so so the why behind the book, you know, your purpose for the book is to inspire other people, ultimately.
Yes. It was to inspire other people. And for the biggest why was, I felt such a huge gratitude how much I could transform my life through the materials. And I thought, whoa, if this could happen to me just by reading their affirmations and looking at visuals. I mean, obviously the visuals help me because they're my personal, but it helps people because I'm using, most of the pictures are actually without persons. So that was something that really kind of made me think, what if I could create a book that actually every person can, because, you know, like the energies, you put the love and all the positivity and you intend people to grow the way you do. Then I've actually published it and I said, every person who will read that book, I want them to receive the energy and the love and the wisdom. And that was it. I literally really inspired. I thought I must inspire other people because it had such a huge impact for me. I thought that can't just work for one person. It has to be for, and it's such a beautiful present for anyone, any reception for your business partners, moms, parents, and now we can't see parents, grandparents, so it's a good present to just send out.
Nice.
So yeah.
And as far as marketing goes, obviously you're putting the book out there. It's on Amazon now, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And it's called The Bible of the Masterminds, so people can go and check it out right now. Yeah.
Yeah, they can. And if you actually purchase the book, you can go on my website, which is Vladimira Kuna. I'm not sure you're able to write that, but it's vladimirakuna.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can claim bonuses. And one of the bonuses is Bob Proctor's Success Puzzle program, which is amazing. And the other one is Peggy McColl's Manifest Your Dream House. You can get the webinar and free ebook.
Nice. That's really cool. That's really cool. So it's like a nice kind of collation of everything for you. So I like that. I might have to reach out to Bob and see if I can do something like that on Life Remixed as well. But that's really cool because I started Life Remixed. Every chapter starts with a quote, or starts with a few different quotes actually, and they're all quotes that resonated with me as I went through this kind of journey of remixing my own life. So yeah, I love the fact that you've stepped up at a similar time and done something like this. I think I said to you off air that I've been thinking about doing this for 10 years.
Yes.
And it's because I've had so much else going on and I've just had to sort of put it on the back burner. I tried it a couple of times, didn't quite work out, but there's a lot of text. Obviously it's a story, it's a book, but you've done this in like 12 months. You've just gone for it, boom, it's out there and it's happening, right?
Oh, the book was done in 2 months. Yeah, but I've learned lots of stuff on marketing. But tell us about your book and story. I love your story.
Well, bless you. Thank you. I'll ask you this question and we'll come back to it after. I'll do a bit about Life Remixed, but I want you to, I would really like you to think about what have you learned and that marketing piece and everything else. I'd love you to share some stuff with people that are watching because ultimately, I've learned a lot as well, right? I've learned a lot. Now, the first thing for me was learning, obviously, to give up my addictions to negative, unhealthy things like partying and all the other stuff that I used to get up to. Certainly, gave up alcohol. I cleaned up my act. I sorted myself out. But being an international DJ at the Ministry of Sound and other clubs all around the world was great fun for a young guy, which I have to admit. And but at the same time, there was some really high highs and there was some really low lows. And it wasn't the greatest way to live. Although I did my best, I was doing my best. It wasn't the greatest way to live. And but then I got woken up one day when I collapsed with an incurable disease, and then my body gave out, and I had to start to study. And I didn't have to actually. I could have just gone and jumped off a tall building or whatever. But no, I decided to study and learn and try and rekindle my life and actually make it. It would be more positive for me and for everyone else around me. And I'm really grateful to say that, 10, 12 years later, after the last part of it was the disease collapse, but then the bankruptcy. Yeah. But after that, the last 10, 12 years, I've really got my head around stuff. And you may have seen Bob Proctor sent me an endorsement video. Marcy Shimoff did a 30-minute video with me, and she endorsed the book as well. And it's incredible. I mean, I couldn't really have asked for anything more. It's been wonderful. And now it's up to us to keep that reach going. And we're doing 5 days to remix your life events. We're doing, we're going to be putting on, proper book events, etc. later on in the year with public speakers and stuff like that, and streaming worldwide and everything else. But from your perspective, what have you learned? What's the things that, the top 3 things or something that you've learned to share with people that before they get on this journey?
I will probably, first sentence I will say is I love who I become writing the book. And I think every author will tell you the same, that when you're holding the book, it's not like you don't love it, you're in love with it, it's like your baby. However, it's who you become on the journey. Oh, I was just thinking that.
I love it. I'm just gonna have it. Anyway, carry on.
I was gonna say, do you have them everywhere around the house? And
everywhere behind me.
Love it. Well, it's like a baby, isn't it? You put lots of love and passion into them, and especially what, like you said, it is what you can give other people, because by sharing your story, there are so many people who might go through the same thing, and that inspires them to change the life, and that is the main thing. And that is probably what I would say, that is one of the things, like how many lives can be changed by someone sharing the story and not staying in their own shell. Because I've improved my confidence massively. I've learned all the tech. I wasn't a very tech person, but I had to create the website, set up all the YouTube, set up a media. It might be, I mean, now when somebody says, "Oh, I need a YouTube channel," I'm like, "Oh, it's easy, you know," but it's easy now. And Facebook and pages and groups. But, you know, it was a process of getting into everything and learning how to set up the website and trying to, and because I wasn't actually working for a year, then I tried to not to pay people to do it, which was actually amazing for me because I had to pass, and it wasn't always easy, you know. There were times when I was like nearly crying, going like, "Oh, I can't do this," but it was that the studying made me think that you can be whoever you want to be. So you can be or do or have or give anything you want in your life. And that was my biggest highlight. Understanding you're the source of everything and you can create whatever you love. And sometimes, you know, people go like, "Oh, it just sounds too good to be true." But I've learned that, like you said about personal development, you know, like the best investment you can make is in yourself. Because when you grow, you impact your family, your children. And actually, that is one of the, I'm going to stop with the children. And they've started drawing and writing stories. And they said, "Mommy, but I want to publish it like with the real publishers like you know." I was like, "Yeah, well, you need to create a very good story." But they've been interesting on the journey. They've been listening to the audios, which I have, and asking questions, which is like kind of impacting them almost innocently because I'm not forcing it on them. They listen to whatever they like.
They'll make their own decision, but you know,
yes.
imagine being, you know, I mean, I only found this information after being 33 and collapsing after a wild life, a wild young life. Imagine being introduced to this when you're like 6, 7, 8 years old, and actually like just being a sponge for the information. Imagine, you know, just imagine a world where we could actually like all impact our children and our children's children, so they all like learn and develop and grow. I mean, I love that. I think that's beautiful.
That is so true. And I've discovered it much later than you know, so.
No, all power to you. I think it's beautiful. I mean, the other thing I would say as well is obviously, you know, many people have got to understand that, you know, you've got to invest a lot of time and money in this. You know, you've got to invest a lot of time and a lot of money, and you've got to go for it. You've got to go for it, and you've got to give it some and do absolutely everything that you possibly can do. And I'll go back to this as well because I think it's quite interesting. A friend of mine is another published author, but the deal that he signed was not the greatest of deals. And he found himself in you know, not a great situation where he signed away all the rights of his book. And I think it's something that many people have got to become aware of more of, is the fact that, like, you know, I still own the rights to Life Remixed and trademark and all that other good stuff because ultimately I've done this deal with Hasmark and we've worked together and it's been a really great experience, and they've done wonders at getting me in front of Bob and Marcy and you, Vladdy, and Peggy,
thank you,
and Dave and everyone else, you know, and it's really, you know, it's been wonderful. It's also a very important decision that you need to take, believe in yourself. And as you said earlier about, you know, investing in yourself, for me, it's the ultimate self-love. I've invested a lot of money in me because I believe in me. And I think that's a really important point. Many people don't believe in themselves enough to actually put themselves out there and actually achieve something. Do you find that a lot?
Absolutely. And I have to say, I had to borrow Peggy's belief, and some of you are the very close friends, but mainly Peggy in terms of self-development, because you find yourself at the point, well, I found myself at the point where I thought, well, this stuff works. It works, but I can't still see some manifestation of financials and stuff I really wanted. But it really, if you stay focused and you follow, it just happens, you know. And I just, before you start, people just kind of find it hard to believe it at the beginning. But if you really, really study that, it's just amazing. And I love what you said about it's the awareness, the expansion of awareness, what you can do with the book, and how much actually income you can make, and you creating multiple sources of income. And it's the publishing. That was when you ask what was my biggest 3 things. One of them must be learning to market and the book, and taking responsibility. Because I know we were told that, authors have to market themselves, and whether you're self-published or published, some people actually believe that if you have a publisher and you sign the rights, the publisher actually have your rights, like you said, and they get the royalties. You don't have to say what you can do. You can't just change. Like if you're self-published and I decide today we want to add something, Judy and Dave and everybody helps, but it's possible. We can just change whatever we like. It's so flexible. But if you have a publisher, you then have to ask, and not everything is allowed. So that's why I wanted to have the freedom to change whatever I like, whenever I liked. And the responsibility of marketing lies on author, and it doesn't matter which way you choose to do it. You still need to market your book. And that was my biggest learning point. It was really learning that we need to take a responsibility for all our actions and feelings, and and be responsible for everything that happens to us.
For our results, we have to take it. We have to take responsibility for every single result in our life. Judy's just saying, well said, Mike. It's true. It does start with ourselves. It does. Everything starts with you. Most people struggle to believe in themselves enough to actually go for things in life. And I was certainly, as a young man, I was certainly tainted with that brush. Although I got as far as I could as a DJ, I didn't project off into the stratosphere because I didn't really believe in myself enough. I'm thankful to say that as an author, that has changed, which is good. But if you, I love this as well. I think this is one I got from Bob or Marcy, or certainly someone in The Secret. If you don't believe in it, then believe in my belief in it.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting here smiling, going, "Listen, it's all right. We've navigated another beautiful week. We've got a beautiful weekend ahead. You can achieve whatever it is you set your heart and your mind to achieve. It's just you have to make that decision. And I see so many people procrastinating, and that letting the fear rule them. Well, what about if it goes bad, or what about if this happens? What about if it goes great?
That is so true. And every day is a new day, and that's why I love to start the day to say thank you for life breathing in me, and today's a new day, and swipe clear everything that happened, because we only have now. And I think people worry too much about future, and sometimes it's a little sad, but I know the situation is really difficult. I know it's been a struggle for many people, and lots of people hurt and lots of life lost. But it's sometimes people make things worse than they really are, almost feeling sorry for themselves. And that was where the responsibility actually kicks in, where you really say, nothing around me creates me to be who I am. I have a choice. And whether you choose faith or fear, it's up to you, but you can only choose one. So that's why I keep saying to children, it's like you have a choice, but you feel either good or bad, although there's no good and bad, but it's the perception of it. But that is really such a good point, where people just try and push themselves. And writing a book and publishing a book is such a phenomenal journey, because everybody has a book in them. And I love the sharing with the world, and each message is so unique, and there are so many people who just need to hear your message.
Yes, thank you, and likewise. What I would say is, probably one of the last questions that I've got up to this stage would be, from your perspective, how can becoming an author actually help you grow? Obviously, you said earlier about it's allowed you to grow as an individual, but how do you think it's going to help you grow going forward? And then what will you do next, for instance?
I think it helps you to grow in many ways. It helps you to grow financially. It helps you to grow mind. Your knowledge expands. You believe in yourself as well. You become more confident. You, by have to do the marketing, you become very technical skilled. You have to, well, you don't have to, but if you want to be successful, you start interviewing people, meeting with people. You don't just sit and wait for it to happen. You need to go out there and just talk to people. And actually, I found what an amazing connections of people you find. I think it's priceless. The groups of like-minded people and authors, people are driven, in a good sense, driven and loving. And I found that you meet people around the world being an author, and you find out what they do, and you have such a great relationships, and authors tend to help authors. So, we have groups which meet and support each other. And you technically you grow, and financially you can use it as a lead generator to your business. You can help it to, because I'm coaching, it can help you to get to a mindset coaching or whichever coaching you're doing. But if you actually write a book, if you're a business, you write a business, whatever you're great at, you can share your knowledge, and it leads people to you as a person as well. It inspires other people as well. And I just love it. Inspires the young generation and kids. I think it's brilliant to learn the skills.
It's like talking to the female me. Talking to
Did I say everything you wanted to say?
No, this is beautiful. I love it. It's like you're like the female version of me, which is awesome. I love that. I think it's really important. I mean, even today, I was talking about outsourcing some work and putting stuff out, to other people and getting things done. But you can't outsource too much, and you certainly can't outsource your energy. Your energy is what you bring to the table, and that is what people will ultimately connect with. They want your energy. They want your energy. It's all very well. I've got certain things that are happening automatically around me, and they're all good, and that's all happy days. But if I took my energy away, then the whole thing would stop. And I think that's important. It's not to. Many people are trying to work or trying to get something to happen so that they can just sort of step away from everything.
Yes.
And it just doesn't. That's not reality. Ultimately, you can step back and further back if things are automated and they're doing really, really well. But at the same time, your personal energy that you bring into this is it's priceless, isn't it? Because without it, you're not gonna succeed, right?
I love what you said, because ultimately it doesn't matter what you do in your life, whether it's writing a book, marketing your book, selling your business, selling yourself, whatever you do in your life, nobody can do it better than you. Because it's your baby, your passion, your love to everything you want to give. And that's why even if you hire a best team, they can help you and support you. But ultimately, if you really give everything to it, you just do the best job anyone ever can do.
My friend here is totally agree with inspiring the kids, which is beautiful. She's got a lovely family, Kia. So that's absolutely right, Kia. That's right. Yeah, inspire the children. Share this information with them. In many ways, I wish I'd had it. Shared to me when I was younger. Would I have been listening? Maybe not. A bit headstrong and a bit rebellious.
Yeah, that's true.
What I would say is that your book is your business card. That is now my business card for the next 10 years and beyond, where I can go. And it's actually, for me as well, it's been quite therapeutic. It's been quite therapeutic just to sort of write it all out, and 260 odd pages of here's the story. And then this is all how I fixed it. And then let's concentrate on that, because it's not really about me, although it is about me, and it's a bit of 90s rave culture. And my friend Fatboy Slim, I sent him a copy this week, so that's cool. And then you've got Bob Proctor and Marcy Shimoff, and then you've got Brandon Block and Rocky and some of my other friends and my brother and all sorts of people who put their names to it. But it's not really about me. It's about me for a few chapters, the first 2 or 3 chapters, but then it's about you. And it's about what you can get out of this life and how you can do it. And the whole thing about remixing your life, I think, is a powerful message. And certainly, I got the video from Bob Proctor when he said everyone should.
I love that.
Everyone should remix their life. I was like, cheers, Bob.
Yes.
Double guns for that, Bob. Thanks very much.
He's got powerful words.
I
love that. And it's good, because once you become an author, then you challenge yourself. Could I write another book? Could I write another genre? Or could I do? I've just actually finished my first fairy tale we're doing with Judy.
Nice.
And we're creating a project for creativity of children. So we really want to inspire the world with something where we help creativity of children. So there'll be more to come about that. But there was another jump, from self-help completely to fairy tales, because I wanted to pass a message to children, especially feeling what I've learned. And I thought like children would appreciate that riches are actually not money, although we need them, but I mean, it's the powerful story, like how we view the world and how lucky and blessed we are to be where we are, be healthy, enjoy what they have, and just the beauty of traveling and being able to see their friends and have what they have and really appreciate what they have. So I try and get the gratitude into them.
I think one of the things we said, my mum would always say to me, say thank you. If you forget, say thank you, and you go, thank you. Well, and that's how you're trained. And it's certainly how I was trained, and I wasn't taking in gratitude in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. But actually, I think it took losing my health first, and then losing all my money. And then, laying in bed in absolute agony, waking up in the morning after a terrible night's sleep, just thinking like, what is all this about? It took those horrible, bad things to happen to me. But actually, if I look back on them now, they were actually like game changers, because they were like, listen, stop messing about and start listening to some intelligent people that are going to teach you something that is of value. And I haven't stopped for like 17 years now, and I won't stop, because I'm going to pass this message out to as many people that will listen. And we've been doing these 5 days to remix your life events this week, and it's the first one, the initial one. It's been amazing. Last night's tonight in a couple of hours time, and it's been amazing. I can't wait to do it. And obviously when we do the London one at Ministry of Sound, Vladdy, I'd love you to come and join us there.
Oh, I'd love to come and join. You're just so close to me anyway.
You're right, yeah, it's
actually funny, because we're streaming everywhere, but we're actually quite close to each other.
That's right. And I mean, so there's a lot of positivity here. There's a lot of things that we can achieve. And I hope, just from listening to us on Fearless Friday, and clearly, as you very beautifully and eloquently said earlier, a year ago, you probably wouldn't have done this. You probably would have been. And I'm about the same. I would probably say about 6 months ago, I did my first Fearless Friday in the author group, and I was awful. And I was like, oh no, I'm really bad at this. And then something happened. A penny dropped, and I just went, oh, actually, all right, I'm quite good at it. So, and then, but once you get that belief in yourself, you can actually go for it. I think that,
and practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
So the more you do it, and I think it's important to relax. Like, I really love meeting people and talking to them, and not really preparing lots of structures and stuff, like spontaneously, because then that is the message everybody's receiving. If you're too technical, and non-spontaneous, then people can feel it, so it's best that's why I love interviewing authors, because everybody just talks from their heart, what they feel, how was the journey, and people then ask questions if they want to. So that's amazing as well.
There you go. We've got a
nice but that's good for children as well, to see the confidence and really what they can do in life as well. You literally, I'm just gonna quickly add that, I've interviewed a couple of authors who went through a really bad thing, and they said, when I said to them, what was the one thing really kept you going? And they both said to me, I remember my mom was raising us. I mean, they had either father died, or she was the single mom raising the children, 3. I think in one case were 3, and the other case 2. And they said, what was amazing? I still remember how much she did. So, for children and for the generations to come, I think we need to inspire them a little bit more, because, I mean, with no due respect, I feel that they kind of lost themselves, especially now. They and generally they need a little bit more respect and push and confidence, like believing in themselves, looking in the mirror and saying, I am more than good enough. I just literally wrote it on a mirror to kids so they can read it every day. And I just said to them, just say, I am an awesome kid, and just don't let anyone make you feel bad, because you can either accept it or reject it, and it's a gift.
For me, I share this in Life Remixed, but for me, love is total acceptance. And when you can actually totally accept yourself. So I can look at this now, and I can see myself, I can see you, and here we are on the screen. And I don't have any, I don't reject myself in any way, shape or form. I'm like, this is me. I'm a wonderful guy. I'm doing a great job. It's all good. Vladdy's here. I totally accept her. She's amazing. She's doing a great job. Or everyone who's listening to us, I totally accept. I just accept the world, because there's no point in me going around trying to change all these things that are negative. I just leave them alone now. And I totally accept me. And Louise Hay does a lot of stuff about the mirror work.
Yes. She does.
Love, accept, look back and look what's coming back in the mirror and enjoy it. And then actually get yourself into a nice place, and then go out in the world and then just release that energy out into the world. And you can only be successful that way. You can only find joy and happiness and positivity through sharing that message, but it's got to be within you first to be able to then share that out.
That is so true. And I don't know if you've heard Jack Canfield, he said, I don't care what you say or think about me, because I know I'm a worthwhile person. And I think everybody should say that, because you either like me or don't. Not everybody likes everybody, but just it is what it is.
Right. Well, what anyone else thinks of you is none of your business.
None of my business, yes. I haven't read it yet, but I've got it on my shelf book. I call it a shelf book because before I read it and study it, it's just a shelf.
I was very much, I was very busy. I was very busy when I was young. I was very busy. I was in everyone else's business, and rather than actually like sorting out this problem here, and so it was an interesting one. When someone said, I think it was Bob said, what anyone else thinks of you is none of your business, I went, okay. And I took it on board, and I stopped doing that. And I realized how much more creative time I actually had to create multiple businesses, books, coach. People say to me, how do you do this? We've all got the same amount of hours in the day. I'm just like, well, I just find the time. I just enjoy what I'm doing. And, it's important to just do it in love, I think, as you say.
Yes,
I hope a lot of authors have found that, or potential authors have found that very interesting today. We've had lots of great feedback, and Dave's saying both of you are truly rocking the Fearless Friday. So thank you, Dave. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
That's very nice of you. So have you got anything else you'd like to say just to round up with? Is there anything that's kind of on your mind?
I would just say to people, go for what you love and don't be afraid. It will actually, everything work. Once you make a decision and go for what you love, it will happen. You will manifest everything you need in order to achieve it. And
it's got to believe.
Yeah. Believe in yourself. That's the best.
That's absolutely right, Buddy. Listen, thank you so much for your time on a Friday. So your website address is?
VladimiraKuna.com.
Okay, great. All right, that's great. So I was wondering, actually, I could probably find that and put it in the. Let me just see if I can just do it now. Vlad. I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. It's on your Facebook, isn't it? So
it is actually. Yeah.
I'll pop it in the chat box. Watch. Hang on. Everyone can find that, so they can get in touch with you. Hi to Tanisha, who's just joining us or listening back. Looking forward to you joining us for the last 5 days to remix your life, Tanisha. She's saying thank you. That's great. So yeah, it's all good. Look, it's a lovely session. It's Friday. It's live at 5 here in London. It's Fearless Friday. Obviously, you can see my website on the screen, markwilkinsonofficial.com. I'd love you to connect with myself and Vladdy because with Vladdy working with Peggy and me being so involved with Marcy and Bob Proctor, etc. I think there's going to be a lot of synergy between you and I in the coming years, Vladdy. I believe.
Yes.
So onwards and upwards. Yeah, absolutely. Onwards and upwards. Thank you for joining us, Vladdy.
Thank you so much for having me. And everybody have a beautiful weekend.
That's right.
And believe in yourself and go for your dreams.
I'm going to leave it there. You stay there, Vladdy. We'll end the broadcast. See you later. Bye, guys.